The famous duo of Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson return back on screen together again. Salesmen Billy and Nick lose their jobs in the Internship, ultimately leading them to apply for a placement-like program at Google. They begin to find themselves out of their league against much younger and smarter opposition. Like Google's website, the graphics in the Internship were bright and very pristine. Everything was sharp and colourful. It was lovely on the eyes. The soundtrack is fairly modern and it matches the narrative, such as upbeat tracks when in a dance club. Owen Wilson plays Nick Campbell, a light-hearted, easygoing salesman. Wilson does tend to play the same character in the majority of his films, but he's loved for this. Meanwhile, Vince Vaughn is the big and boisterous Billy McMahon. Vaughn has gathered a huge fan base over the years for what he does, and at times I wanted more of his known comedy or some of his more risky gags, but unfortunately, the Internship doesn't quite do this. Mr. Chetty is Google's rep for the film, portrayed by Asif Manvi. Every so often his comedy did feel forced. Overall though, he gave a good performance of the character. He ends up involving with the narrative, which was in fact a little predictable at times. Rose Byrne plays the love interest in this film, Dana. She gave an average short-lived performance, whilst Max Minghella is arrogant rich kid Graham, willing to go out of all kinds of low to beat out every other group. So the best bits in this film include Billy and Nick being interviewed for the Google's Internship via webcam. Their obvious chemistry and finishing each other's sentence off are a delight, and it's really nice to watch. In another scene, Billy visits the cafeteria. It has quirky facilities, and not only that, but the facilities and food all tend to be free. Free food plus actor Vince Vaughn means this scene doesn't disappoint. As in many films, the end scene rounds everything up nicely. It left the audience feeling whole. As you can probably predict, the movie does a lot of Google promoting, so the ending is predictable and even cheesy. Nevertheless, it is a funny scene and did have me laughing. I would definitely recommend this to fans of Vince. It was great to see him and Owen together again. This does what it says on the tin, which isn't such a bad thing. The Internship is similar to other films in this genre. The narrative structure of this is pretty much the same to the others. The visuals are the same, bright and fairly sharp. The directing lacks personality, and I would say it is less risky, but this may be due to the promotion of Google in the film. The Internship is one of those films you can watch at any time. It is something you would expect, and it definitely isn't pretending to be something it's not. 3 out of 5, average.
We're going to ask you a few questions that some of our candidates find a little bit odd.
Let's get
No
weird.
judgment, shoot.
You're shrunken down to the size of nickels and dropped to the bottom of a blender. What do?
You take her flat on your back like
Right. You
this.
just lay back,
Lay
enjoy
stiff
that
as a board,
breeze.
light as a feather,
Pretend it's a fan.
And let those
Okay,
badass
watch
legs
this.
whip all around you like this.
The website for all your media needs is here. For reviews and trailers on the latest games, music or films, visit mediapick.co.uk.